Hi everybody, welcome to my Big Tidy Up. My name is DeDe. Thanks for checking out my channel today. Now today, I'm coming to you from the coolness of my home, but unfortunately, that's not where I'm gonna be working today. Oh, I have a project. Ooh, it's a big one and I'm not really looking forward to it, but I know when I get it done, I'm gonna feel so much better. And this is a project I've been putting off because it's hot and I kept telling myself, oh, when it gets cooler, I'll get out there. Well, I'm about to the point of no return, so I've got to get out there now. Now, it's before 8 o'clock and it's already 80 degrees and it's supposed to be like 107 today, so I'm going to be working as fast as I can. And if you haven't figured out where I'm going, well, I'm going to the garage. The garage is probably in the worst state that it's ever been in. It needs decluttered, it needs organized, it needs cleaned, and today's the day that I'm going to roll up my sleeves. Okay, they're short sleeves, but I'm gonna roll them up and I'm gonna get out there and get it done. Now I do have one thing to say. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I'm gonna try to work fast, but here's the deal. As my husband was leaving today, he said he saw a small toad hop into the garage. Now, I am not a super huge chicken, but things that like hop or pounce, well, I don't know if a toad pounces, but things that like jump like that, kind of freak me out. So let me tell you, if I'm working in there and a toad pops out at me, video's over. Dunsie, we'll be done for the day. So wish me luck. Let's get out there and tackle that garage and let's get tidy. Okay, friends, let me show you what we're working with today. Now, the thing about this garage, it's actually got a case of like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, because one side is really good and one side is really bad. Because one side of this garage has no cabinetry and then the other side has lots of cabinetry. So you can already see some of the problems, but the biggest problems are the problems you can't even see yet. And this really has become our drop zone. So if we go to Sam's or Costco, that's where we drop everything. And I can't even blame it all on my husband because it's probably mostly me. Now I do have some storage containers stored up top of these cabinets, Christmas lights and paint supplies. And I'm happy with those being there because they're out of the way and I don't use those things very often. But what's inside of these cabinets have really become a problem because we just kind of put everything in here. There's not shelving, and here's a problem. I admit it. I've become one of those people that save boxes, because it's a good box. It's a quality box. I may need it someday. It's ridiculous, I know. And I also, in my defense, have been saving some boxes for someone else that thought they would need them when they were moving. Well, they didn't end up needing them, but I didn't get rid of them. And you know why? Because they were good boxes. And yes, we're now to the point that even the floor freezer has clutter on it. Now I know these countertops are trashed, friends, but don't worry, there's not food in this container with the lid. Actually, there's dirt left in there because we had a small little dinosaur habitat for my grandson. So although it's not food, it's still an example of how things are not getting put up in the garage. Now before you lose all hope, there are some cabinets and drawers in this garage that are organized. All of the cabinets and drawers that hold my husband's grilling and barbecue supplies are organized, and all of his tools, some of his father's tools, and even some of his grandfather's tools are all organized in drawers and cabinets and just how he likes them, and I won't be messing with those at all today. So here's my plan for today. I've got 4 drawers that I want to clean and organize. Some are filled with garden supplies. Some are just miscellaneous drawers. I want to tackle that huge big standing cabinet. I want to declutter that cabinet, break down all those boxes and actually see what I've got in there. I want to clean the countertop off, put everything away, make sure everything's got a home. wipe down the freezer, wipe down the refrigerator, wash the outside of the cabinets, and sweep the floor. So it's a tall order today, and I'd like to do it all without seeing a toad.
Watch out, this small world is closing in, no doubt. You've been in some nasty pain, but I'll shout right until you really hear. No way, I will let you dig your hole, I'll stay.
Now, while I'm working on this garage today, I am going to sprinkle some questions throughout this video because I've been getting some questions on Instagram, and I actually got some questions that you guys had intended for me to use in the Q&A, but I got them a little bit after I had already recorded, so I do want to get to everyone's questions today, and you guys have got some good ones, so I'm just going to sprinkle them in as we go today. Now, the first question is, what is something that you have learned about yourself since starting your YouTube channel? And honestly, one thing that I learned about myself is that you're never too old and it's never too late to try something new. Now, I have been guilty of saying this saying, that ship has sailed, that dog won't hunt. And if you're from the Midwest, you get that. But I've always said, oh, that ship has sailed, it's too late for that. Well, one thing I've learned is you're never too old. You're never too old to chase your dreams. You're never too old to try something new or to start a YouTube channel or whatever your passion is. Go ahead and give it a try because it really, truly is never too late. Another question you guys asked me was about coffee. Your question was, since you have a coffee room and you're obviously a big fan of coffee, how do you take your morning coffee? Well, I take my morning coffee with a little bit of Splenda and just a little bit of cheap powdered creamer, nothing too fancy. But you know, the funny thing is, years ago, somebody told me, you know, when you grow up, you're going to drink that stuff black. That's how you're supposed to drink it. Well, evidently, I'm never going to grow up because I can't seem to drink it black. Now, my mother drank it that way, and I have a lot of friends that drink it that way, but so far, no can do. What about you guys? How do you drink your coffee? Well, the cabinet is emptied, and here is everything that came out of that cabinet unit. And I am surprised that there was this much stuff in there, but honestly, every time I do a declutter, I'm always surprised how much stuff we can cram into one little space. But I think the thing that's so shocking about this is that this cabinet really only has one shelf. So that means all of that stuff was pretty much just stacked on top of each other. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a quick cleanup. Well, actually, I don't know how quick it'll be. It's pretty dirty in here. And I think I'll get the vacuum and kind of get the big pieces. Then I'll get a multi-purpose cleaner or maybe a heavy duty cleaner and go ahead and wipe everything down. Then I'll kind of assess this pile and see what I'm gonna keep, what I'm gonna declutter and get rid of or donate or what's going to the trash. But I definitely know I'm gonna be breaking down a lot of these boxes.
I've been chasing all the things I never had before, all the way down by the river. I found a place where I can drown the old you. And when you look on the horizon, what you see is what you get. A sparkling of diamond and the southern sunset. I didn't know what I was doing wrong, all the things I had going wrong. I didn't know it could be that strong. Just let it go and carry on.
Another thing that I've got a lot of questions about are my cleaning routines. You guys asked me, do you clean every day? Do you ever just let things go? Well, yes, I probably do clean something every day because I always wash my dishes every day. I wipe down my kitchen counters. I pretty much do a little load of laundry every day. But as far as doing deep major cleaning every day, no, I don't do that. And do I ever just let things go? Oh my goodness, friends, think back. You remember seeing my clothes closet, my decor closet, and looking at this garage. Yes, sometimes I do let things go, but here's what I try to do. I try not to let it go too long. I try not to let it go too far. I guess I was just raised that things you truly appreciate, you take care of. That's what my mother tried to teach me. That's what I've tried to instill in my children. So I just try to appreciate the things I have, so I try to take care of them. And you can tell I haven't been appreciating this garage very much, so I need to start doing that again.
I didn't know what I was doing wrong, all the things I had going on. I didn't know it could be that strong. Just let go and carry on.
Okay, friends, here's where we're at. I apologize for the echo, but I really just wanted to do this live and not do a voiceover so you could kind of get my thinking process. Maybe you don't want to know my thinking process, but right now I do have a donate pile going. I have a trash pile going, and I know it'll grow before the day is done. And then over here I have everything that I'm going to reload back into the cabinet, but this time I'm going to reload it differently because this cabinet is divided into 3 distinct spaces. I think what I'm going to do is reload everything and make zones for certain items. Now this biggest area right here in the middle, I'm gonna title it my recreation zone. I'm gonna put my coolers in there, lawn chairs, because I need the most room for those items. Then maybe one of them on the end, I'll go ahead and do like a home maintenance and put like my extension cords, my little drain snakes, things like that, and that one on the end. And then here, at one point a long time ago, we used to keep surplus items in here, like all of my husband's extra shop towels, things like that, the big garbage sacks. So what I think I'm gonna do is kind of go back and reload the paper towels into the top part at least, and then I'll kind of see what I've got left with this here on the bottom. But I'm just gonna go ahead and start, and we'll see what I come up with. And I may have to tweak it a little, but at least it's a plan, because what I had before was no plan at all. And yes, I am keeping one random spare fan blade because we have 2 matching fans on the back patio, and at one time a storm came through and broke one of the blades and we had to replace it, so I'm keeping a spare just in case that happens again.
Even when I kept them closed, you got into my innermost. So afraid to fall into the open arms of you. Farthest than I'd ever been. I was always out to win. I tried every loophole to never have to follow. Keeping my heart closed, I thought I knew what I get myself into. You got me breathing better than ever. I'm walking on air. You got me racing, trying to catch up. You're already there. I let go of my heart, every part. Don't wanna stop, just know how to start. I see you got me breathing better than ever. I'm walking on air. Might have been to this and say, loving is a better way. As long as I can be with you.
Because it's been so hot lately, I've really been trying to stock up on the bottled water. I've been picking up like 2 cases every time I go. And normally I fill the refrigerator out here in the garage and then I take the extras into the house. Except lately, I've just been leaving them on the counter. So note to self, doing something now is better than doing it later.
Keeping my heart closed, I thought I knew what I get myself into. You got me breathing better
Now, friends, before you think I'm vain and that I've strategically placed photos of myself inside of this garage, no, I have not. Those photos were my husband's idea. Actually, when you work for the school system, you get your picture taken at school every year. And when I got ready to retire, I had all of these extra pictures, and my husband says, I'll take those. Well, he tried to put them all in the office. And when I redid the office, I said, these have to go. Well, look where they showed up.
No one knows about, and you keep it that way. How I know you, I could cry or shout, you will listen either way. And I told you about the full breakdowns that are only mine to talk about. I even told you about the sacred grounds where I go when I need to shout. There is more to you than words can say. You're the roof when I'm wet from rain. You know the core in every bit of pain. So I wanted to say that you'll see me rise. You've seen me crash and burn.
Yay, I am finally done. I have everything off of the countertops. Everything has either been discarded, put in the shed, or found a new permanent home here in the garage someplace. So everything that's left out are just things that my husband uses every day. Now, I did get the countertops wiped off, but I do still need to wash the outside of the cabinets, but that will be the very, very last thing I do. Now, as I get ready, since I've got some workspace now, I'm gonna tackle these 4 drawers. And I do have these little shelf and drawer liners. I used to have them in the refrigerator in the house, but my husband really liked them. So we started using them in this cabinet here where he keeps all of his barbecue supplies and his cast iron skillets and things like that. And so I know he likes these, and I've got these extra ones. So what I think I'm gonna do is just try to put them in the drawers. And if he likes them, then he'll keep them. If they don't work for him, we'll just pull them out and we'll save them for someplace else another day.
You've seen me crash and burn and fall overboard, and you'll be seeing me rise. You've given me more than I could ever afford. Swear you will see me rise. I burn and I will rise. I burn and I will rise. I burn and I will rise. Swear you'll be seeing me rise. I burn and I will rise. I burn and I will rise. I burn and I will rise. You'll be seeing me rise. You've seen me crash and burn and fall overboard, and you'll be seeing me rise. You've given me more than I could ever afford. Swear you'll see me rise. You've seen me crash and burn and fall overboard, and you'll be seeing me rise.
Now, because this space is really used more by my husband than myself, I'm trying to set it up the way he wants it set up because he's not a real big container fan like I am. So I'm really actually going to use just one container, and it's just to keep his sharp tools all together.
What I told you, no one knows about, and you keep it that way. How I know you, I could cry or shout, you will listen either way. And I told you about the full breakdowns that are only mine to talk about. I even told you about the sacred grounds where I go when I need to shout. There is more to you than words can say. You're the roof when I'm wet from rain. You know the core in every bit of pain. So I wanted to say that you'll see me rise. You've seen me crash and burn and fall overboard, and you'll be seeing me rise.
Well, I have 2 things left to do: wipe down all the cabinets and clean the floor. Now, normally I'd clean the floor last because anytime I clean a room, I always try to vacuum my way out or mop my way out. But because this floor is so dirty, I know if I clean the cabinets first, all of the dirt's going to kick back up on the cabinets, or if any of the water comes off after I'm washing the cabinets, I'll be making some mud.
As you always had mine.
Now all I'm using to clean these cabinets are a multi-purpose cleaner, hot water, and my car wash mitt. And I have gotten more use out of this car wash mitt. Actually, I have two now, and it's just a simple car washing mitt that I got from Amazon, but I have not found anything that works better on cleaning cabinetry than this car wash mitt. Now friends, if it looks like I'm moving a little bit slower now, it's because I am. It's hot, I'm tired, and I just want to be done.
You've seen me crash and burn and fall overboard, and you'll be seeing me rise. You've given me more than I could.
Well, I'm finally on the last cabinet, but I'm going to keep this glove on just for a minute longer because I've got one more area I'm going to hit because I got a great tip from an Arkansas tidy upper. She purchased the glove and she's been using it on her outside doors. And I don't know about you guys, but is there a door that's any dirtier in your home than the door that connects your home to your garage? Maybe it's because we're hauling things in and maybe I'm the only one, but you kind of use your foot to push that door open or pull it closed. Well, this glove works wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing, Tidy Upper. It's a great idea. Well, here's what's leaving my home today. A small donation pile, but 2 huge bags of trash. I have got this garage back in order and I can't wait for you guys to see the results.
And you keep it that way. How I know you, I could cry or shout, you would listen either way. And I told you about the full breakdowns that are only mine to talk about. I even told you about the sacred grounds where I go when I need to shout. There is more to you than words can say. You're the roof when I'm wet from rain. You know the core in every bit of pain. So I wanted to say that you'll see me rise. You've seen me crash and burn and fall overboard, and you'll be seeing me rise. You've given me more than I could ever afford. Swear you will see me rise. I will love you, I will have your back, as you always had mine. 'Cause I owe you, when the world's pitch black, you and I will stay entwined. And I told you about the full breakdowns that are only mine to talk about. I even told you about the sacred grounds where I go when I need to shout. There is more to you than words can say. You're the roof when I'm wet from rain. You know the core in every bit of pain. So I wanted to say that you'll see me rise. You've seen me crash and burn and fall overboard, and you'll be seeing me rise.
Well, Tidy Uppers, that's it for today. The garage is done. Now, it did take me a little more time and a little more sweat, that's for sure, than I anticipated, but I got everything accomplished that I wanted to get accomplished. She's been decluttered, she's been organized, she's been cleaned, and I couldn't be more excited about everything that I got done. But you know, truthfully, you know what I'm most excited about? What I'm most excited about is what didn't happen today. There were no toad sightings, so I'm just gonna call this a win all the way around. I appreciate you guys joining me today. Please take care of yourself, look out for toads, and stay tidy.